got it.
It's okay.
I got hands.
That's why they call her Rachel Fast Hands.
Never.
Rachel beat her boyfriend.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Because she got hands.
She got hands. Cause she throwing those
All right,
hands.
intro's playing. How y'all doing? Oh, I guess I'll ask you in a second. And we're live. Welcome back to the Lunch Table Podcast after a brief hiatus. I'm your host Alex with Tony, Braden, and my friend McCall, and also special guest star Rachel, my dear girlfriend. Welcome everybody. How y'all been? How's everybody?
Chilling, cooling and
Chill.
bored.
Been good.
Big billin'?
Same
I hope. All right, cool. Cool. I fucks with that. So we got a nice full topic list here. Let's talk about Valorant first off. How y'all enjoying the game? Where it's a couple weeks, or it's a little bit longer out now from release and whatnot. And I don't know. There's a lot more people with beta keys now.
Yeah, definitely.
Give us your individual reviews, Tony. I'm gonna start with you. Go ahead.
So far it's been actually tons of fun, but I will be needing back surgery here in a couple weeks because I've been hard carrying you guys.
Oh my god! I thought you actually needed.
Damn.
I was so concerned, and then you just made me hate you again. It's like what?
No. I mean, all the skills that I got from CS:GO transfer over really well. Like if you're good at CS:GO, you'll be decent, at least decent at Valorant. And obviously, there's a little bit more to it with the abilities. It gives you a little more range to actually control the map, which is cool, because it's really hard to control the map in CS:GO. You have to know all like the little spots for smokes and all that stupid stuff. So with Valorant, it's cool. It's easier to control who can see what and who can go where, which is basically the main part of like professional CS:GO or like professional games. And I think it's a really interesting combo of the two. And I'm starting to pick it up pretty well. The gun skills transfer over really well, so it's been really easy for me to pick it up. But I love it. I think it's fun. I think it's gonna have a pro scene like fast. And
to kind of expand upon like what you're saying, I think like I like that it gives people who aren't necessarily like super good at like CS:GO mechanics, like first-person shooter shit. Like if you played Overwatch, like using powers will definitely appeal to you, as it gives you like another avenue to be good at the game, right? So like I'm kind of a shitter, right, at like first-person shooters. I'm not very good with aim and like snapping onto heads and whatnot. But like playing Overwatch and whatnot, like I kind of have a little bit of a better understanding on how to use my abilities to like my advantage and whatnot. So when I'm playing Viper, I'm usually just like I'm trying to get up close and just like disrupt as much of their vision as possible, so I can like play with shotguns and actually make use of the shotguns. Whereas at CS:GO, like you have to get like real lucky, and your teammates have to be like real. They got to be like real stupid.
Are you doing haircuts today?
This is my roommate, everybody.
Our roommate.
Special guest number two.
Special guest number two.
Podcast. Roommate Kenzo.
It looks like he's learning his
Ken
face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, he looking hot.
Oh
No.
man,
Hello.
I like how he came through the jungle vines over there too. That
Yeah,
shit was
right?
sick. That was
Your
sick.
neighbor wasn't working for you.
He has the other half of the camo as his background for his stream.
Oh, that's sick.
There you go.
Wow.
Because
There you go.
our stream setup, you know how Braden, you were talking back to back? Look at
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, move it.
that's his setup.
Nice.
So, we're literally back to back.
That's sick.
So that's why we always hear each other screaming in the fucking background.
Nice. Well, that's cool. That's cool. So you giving
Yeah, it's
haircuts
pretty
today or
cool.
what, Tony? What's up with that?
Yeah, I'll probably give
let's
a
do
haircut. I'm making money.
I
Yeah,
want to get you down.
guy or two. I can use a haircut. But,
Alright, you me first.
yeah, I do haircuts on the side. Make
Nice.
that money, make them dollar bills.
Yeah, Rachel offered to give me a haircut if quarantine goes up any longer, but it's about to get lifted apparently, so we should be alright.
Nah, dude, keep growing the fro, man. You got it.
Just gonna
Yeah,
make
I
fun
think I'm
of
gonna
me.
keep the business.
Dude, I regret cutting my hair. It's taken a while for it to grow back out, even just to this length. So.
I showed Rachel a picture
Yeah,
of your short hair, and she's just like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah?
know, I kind of like the short hair, but I don't know, man. I'm a big fan
Yeah,
of Viking
Dude,
Braden.
that is,
You're high, Rachel.
Yeah,
that's what I
Viking
hear.
Viking Braden is cooler.
Top
Yeah,
tier.
I want to get it back to where it was it like on my shoulders. and
That shit
everything.
was
Like,
sick.
It was
You look
long.
like you had a very reasonable amateur metal band at your disposal. I mean, I thought that was cool, bro. Like,
Thanks,
Like
man.
one that just didn't quite catch. You know, like,
But he's still holding on to the
Stayed at
dream.
rock.
Yeah, there you go.
He'll perform local gigs only.
It's nice.
Oh man.
20 years later, he's gonna bust out his guitar like and tell his grandchildren, "I used to be in a band."
It's like, we know, Grandpa, you made us listen to the albums.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. But sorry, back to Valorant as we were talking about it. Yeah, but I'm enjoying the game. I like that it gives like novices like me to fucking an ability to like at least have fun with it.
Yeah.
But we'll see how long. I mean, it is a riot game, so eventually it's gonna get incredibly toxic, and I'm gonna rage quit at some point, not want to play. So we'll see.
I'd say one thing I like is the fact that my computer can actually run it, which is
Right.
impressive.
That's what I was a little
Because,
surprised. Yeah.
Honestly, like I feel like it's more accessible to people, which is cool.
I'm not gonna lie. I definitely was taking a shot like in the dark on like because you were like, bro, my computer probably couldn't even run it. And I was like, I mean, it could probably run it. Like I really just wanted you to try to play with this. So
Yeah,
I think it's just because of graphics. Like CS:GO tries to make it as realistic as possible with all the effects and like everything that's going on. Like this game realizes it's a cartoony game. It doesn't try and like be something it's not. So it's just like the cartoony graphics make it really easy to play. It's like Borderlands. You know how Borderlands?
Yeah,
is?
exactly.
yeah,
Like
the
stupid
cell
symbols.
shaded, nice little cartoon.
Exactly.
Which I actually like that
comic
art
book shit,
style.
yeah.
It looks nice.
It is pretty, yeah, and definitely easier to run on. If you're working with a lower end computer.
I would say
No
the only
offense.
thing that does suck is that, and this is just the sake of things, is like trying to transfer from shooters on console to shooters on PC is kind of tough.
Oh
So
yeah.
I definitely don't know what I'm doing.
See, that's the thing with
I
games
suck
like
at it.
like Fortnite, where you have to play against like PC players. I mean, you're like on a controller. You're at a huge disadvantage with that shit. Like you cannot.
Yeah.
I feel like you're definitely not as capable as like someone who can snap onto you and like have with key bindings.
I'm
and shit.
getting my aim a little better. I think it's just learning how to control stuff. But like, I definitely know what you're talking about with the whole snapping on aiming, because it's ridiculous how quickly even though I don't even have like a proper table with a mouse pad, I can still just using my freaking chair armrest. I can snap the camera around pretty quickly.
And headshots, like that's the thing. Like in Call of Duty, for instance, like I mean, if you headshot someone with like an SMG, you don't necessarily die from the first bullet, right? I mean, but like in CS:GO and fucking this game, but you will
Headshots
just you fucking die instantly. Like that's which is
Makes
really
sense.
yeah. But it's like really hard if you can't hit that target, which I can't. So that's what I usually like use shotguns, so that way I don't have to aim. So it's like So yeah. Rachel, do you have any thoughts on Valorant?
Well, I'm pretty shit at aiming. I can
Hey, you
definitely
clutched a
admit
little
to
bit
that.
here and
Yeah, you
See,
clutched
that's the
a
thing,
couple
I, like,
games.
surprise myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, wait, damn, how did I do that? But like most of the time, I'm just like low key par, and then I just I just focus on the shooting part, and then I don't really realize that I'm like, shit, I have abilities too. I could try to use some of them, and then I like use them, and then I'm like, what? Oh, that bomb didn't go where I wanted it. Shit.
I love when
it's a steep learning curve.
Yeah,
Like,
it's hard.
It's definitely a steep learning curve like on that game. Like it's like CS:GO's the same way. For someone who's brand new and you don't know how to like crouch and shoot, or like the movement, or like how guns spray or how guns like work, you're just gonna get destroyed because you're gonna run around, you're gonna shoot like Call of Duty, you're gonna literally sprint around and shoot, you're gonna miss all your shots and just get one tapped in the fucking head. And then you're like, this game's stupid,
Yeah. My favorite. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say my favorite part though is when it's like everyone's dead and it's down to Rachel and it's just like and we're at Rachel. And she's just like ADSing down a hallway, crouch walking the whole time. It's just the best thing
And
ever.
honestly, there's been a couple times you clutched it, but there's been a couple times where you just lost all.
Yeah,
control.
right. She just sprays all over the screen and shit, like screaming.
That's funny.
It's awesome.
I know.
I can't say I do any better. I'd die too. But yeah, that's funny.
Like, I have no experience with like FPS games, except I played CS:GO like once. And I got flamed and just never played again.
I was there for that. They were like,
that.
they're like, you're fucking shit at this game. Don't play anymore. And I was like, well, that's over.
You walk in the door, you just walk right back out. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
good.
tragic.
But I feel like I really enjoy Valorant. Like, I feel like I'm slowly getting the hang of it, getting better at it.
McCall, you're getting good fast, like actually.
Yeah, definitely.
I played last night. I got 20 kills.
Yeah, she did
For the
really
first
well
one.
last night. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
I like
gotta
when
work
she
close to that.
passes me on the leaderboard, and I'm just like, but I'm supposed to be better at these games. Doesn't do anything for my morale. That's okay though. I mean, it's all for the team effort. But yeah, I'm glad everyone's liking the game though. That's fucking sick. I don't know. We'll have to see how much our hype can stay for this game, which I have a pretty good feeling about it, because like Overwatch, I don't know. I kind of lost interest in that like after like maybe like a couple weeks. It's kind of hard to. I mean, it's harder when you don't have people to play the game with. Honestly, it always
Yeah,
is.
exactly. I think that's what will keep it alive for us, is we'll all be able to play with each other.
Yeah.
And then when it
Yes.
comes out, if they get like a ranking system, it's gonna be way out of whack. 'Cause Tony's
Oh,
gonna
you
be
know
really
we about to
good.
play that. We know you about to. Yeah.
And our MMR is gonna be super fucked up.
Yeah.
We're
play
gonna have
really
like
good players,
one
and
like
I'm
freaking
getting
super high
upset.
level and like a few middle range and then some low. Like
That's why I hope they do the league thing, where league has like ranked flex. So like you get to have a team rank and then an individual rank, which is nice.
oh
so that,
really?
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That's why like when we were playing like the other night, we were just like, well, fuck it. I mean, we're already bronze. Like, I mean, you can't go.
We're getting stomped,
You can go
bro.
lower,
And
but it's.
I think
it's
it's
pretty
because
hard.
we're in our placement matches, and we're all actually
Oh,
decent
yeah.
players. You
Yeah.
know, like, and so I think we're all probably playing around like silver level. You know, and so
Yeah.
like we were
Yeah.
just getting like these like high silvers in our placement matches, and they were just
Yeah.
stomping us, bro. It
Dude,
was
I know what
bad.
that's like. Not from League, but from Rocket League. I know what that's like.
Yeah.
Be playing like champ threes and shit, and I'm like, okay, this is just
Yeah.
rough.
Individually, I think we all have the mechanics in league of like silver, like probably like silvers. Even you, Braden, you probably like with
I'm a
with your Shyvana.
Yeah.
Not this season.
Oh my god.
Ah,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I still retain a lot of that skill though. Like a lot of it doesn't
Yeah,
go
no.
away. It's just like
I
as
think
the patches change,
mechanically-
you know.
I think Braden, even you with Shyvana, I think you're playing like a silver level. With
I need to
Shyvana.
find other characters that I can figure out and do well with, because so far she's the main one I've actually been able to consistently do well with. Others, it's like hit and miss.
Yeah,
So,
and that's
I don't
just
know.
playing the game. Like
Yeah,
maybe you're better
exactly.
at maybe you're better at range champions, but you've only played melee champions this entire time.
I basically only play melee.
I struggle.
that's what
I
I'm
struggle with range ones, Braden. I don't know. That's like I don't know about you, but like I play. That's why I play characters where I'm casting most of the time. Like that shit's hard. Like
Yeah.
I really. I mean, I have auto attack on, which makes it easier for me because I can just let my shit go. But like I cannot kite to save my life. Like playing Ashe is the most difficult shit in the world for me somehow. But she's the easiest character to kite with. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah.
We'll have to see though. You still got time. Like.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, that's just another thing we've been getting into via quarantine as we go into our 6th week of quarantine, I believe,
Damn,
or
dude.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy. That
Yeah.
long, dude.
Yeah, you've been watching the news and whatnot. You've been taking your vitamins, drinking your
also-
bleach, all that good shit.
I see the protests.
Yeah, the
I've been seeing a little bit about the protests.
The protest is my favorite part. I'll go. I'll go to one.
Fucking
I'll go to
crazy.
one.
Why?
I'll go-
Why?
To be honest,
Just to
I've probably
see.
gotten
I'll drive by.
watched-
Dumb,
I'll drive
such a
by.
dumb thing to protest. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna protest public health.
Yeah.
They're so
It's just
Public health
fun.
and safety. I want to protest it.
It's
Fuck
just
that. You can't keep me in my house.
it's just funny how like I don't know like we're so divided right now that like a disease has become political like at this point like it's literally just down the party line like
Yeah.
it's just like a fucking AR man Donnie he's telling the truth about this shit and we're just trying to liberate ourselves. I'm just like, well, come on,
Dude,
bro.
it's
Like,
like,
it's not that.
dude,
It's not like
all
that.
this quarantine did was give people more free time, and when people have free time, they
They
just
do
gotta
stupid
find
shit.
something. Yeah, they do
That's
stupid
true.
shit. They gotta find something.
true.
So it just elevated that even further.
Is it
Not
bad
be
to
the military
say?
guy,
Oh, sorry. Go
not
ahead.
to be the military. Yeah, I said not to be the military guy, but it's in the military. That's the biggest problem that we have is fucking boredom, right?
You know?
And like it's actually like they even teach us about it because we have to learn how to control our boredom because like in a combat situation,
Yeah.
you don't know this, right? Combat is like 95% boredom, 5% action. It's not like you're walking around just shooting at people all day, all night. Like it's literally you go on like an 8-month deployment or like a 9-month deployment. Maybe like if you're in like a super heavy action, you'll have like maybe 2 weeks worth of fighting. Like you know what I mean? Like 2 weeks worth of days of days that you actually get to a fight. That's
Yeah.
it. Like out of a whole 9 months, 2 weeks. You know how that means you have 8 months and 2 weeks of fucking nothing. Of walking around the desert, bored as fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
How are you supposed to control that? so the military has like a huge problem with boredom. So what we do is
Booze.
we do,
No,
No,
not while you're patrolling.
like we get bored all the time. Like, so what they do is they actually train us to cope with boredom in like different ways. Like because they know we have to. So they like, and they train us how to like actually keep your mind like active and like on alert, even though for hours on end. That's why they stick us on these like 24-hour posts and shit, like duty and like Firewatch or whatever. That's why they stick us on these long ass boring posts. It's actually just like mental training.
I was gonna say it'd be great to be able to meditate during that time, but that's like kind of the opposite of what you want to be
Yeah,
right.
in the military. You want to be on alert, so you're just like fucking stressed all the time, which probably
Yeah,
isn't good
and
for
then,
you
like-
long term. But you know,
That's
Yeah,
why
it was-
Hitler
it was
he
fine.
cracked out his troops with meth. That's why Hitler did that.
Yeah.
He fucking to keep them
no,
sharp.
yeah.
They were up, the Nazis were up for days pulling off blitzkriegs
Dude, you
and
want,
shit
you,
through
want, you
Europe.
want to stay up for 3 days and
No.
clean your house and just do random shit around, like do meth. Like
Get
you're
into
gonna
meth.
just do
Yeah.
Become a
You
meth
can do random
enthusiast.
Imagine this, right? Yeah, I feel bad for those guys because imagine this, right? You meth out and you're literally not allowed to leave a tower for 2 days. Like
Yeah.
you do nothing but look out into the fucking forest, wait for somebody to come through the tree line. That's it. That's all you're doing
Yeah.
for 2 days.
And the thing is, man, you definitely got to be careful with that because you got to get your sleep, or else you will start hallucinating and seeing shit like
Yeah.
after like so many hours. Like,
Yeah, that's
It's
that's
like-
probably one of the cruelest forms of torture. Just like keeping someone awake and shit. That's fucking awful.
yeah.
It's
Like
pretty bad.
I feel bad after just I don't know playing video games up with you guys for a little too late. Like it's waking up in the morning. Think I might lose my shit some days. I don't know. It's just crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But,
But I think a protest is just absolutely like I don't understand the
Honestly,
concept.
dude,
I, like,
even
what do you
even causes that I kind of
protest?
support, I still am like, okay, protests are still kind of dumb. Like, I feel like there's better ways.
Maybe I gotta read into it more, but I cannot grasp the like the motivation behind the protest. I'm quarantined and I don't want to be. Fuck you.
Yeah.
People are like
America.
going crazy because they can't get their hair done.
yeah,
That's
that's fact.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, just live with long hair for a while. Like, it's not that big a fucking deal.
Or cut it
So
yourself
my
if you
mom-
really care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cut yourself, exactly. Give
My
yourself
mom's
a
a
little bowl cut, whatever.
hairstylist. One of her clients actually tried bribing her with money to be the first client once
Oh my
Jesus
god.
this is
Christ.
over.
What a maniac.
Your mom should just start like an underground hair cutting business. And just go like door to door with like a bonnet and a fucking big old bag, and just be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
don't mind me."
One day
just-
the government's gonna break into the haircut, freaking the hair
put
salon.
the clippers on the ground. Put the clippers on the fucking ground. You know, this would be sick. Yeah, I think it's just Brandon. I think you think protests are lame because we fucking suck at protests in this country currently. Like, if you saw what they were doing over in Hong Kong, like they were out there for
No,
fucking
okay, no, that's a good point.
weeks.
That's a good point.
Like we'll
Yeah.
we'll fucking Americans will throw on like some pussy hats, walk like march on Washington, and then go home at the end of the day. It's like that doesn't work. Like
Yeah.
no one is going to respond to that.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
don't
know.
care. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
No, and
'cause
also
a protest is
the
supposed to
protest,
create
like,
havoc.
had a legitimate
Yeah.
reason.
No, the whole goal of a protest is to create like public like nuisance. You know, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Right.
have
Just
right.
be annoying.
Take care of whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
This fucking people. There's nobody out. They're not creating a nuisance. They're literally just
Yeah. No, yeah.
being stupid and killing people.
I think the problem with a lot of protests too is they end up making a nuisance for people that aren't even involved. Like they're making a nuisance for just everyday people. But
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing with the internet though, because like people online can see that shit and criticize them. Whereas like back in like when the civil rights was going on, they would like when they
Yeah.
would like block off like streets and shit. You would only hear about it for, like in the papers later, and everyone would be
Yeah.
putting their input in and talking shit on like how they look at them disrupting these good hardworking Americans from going to work. It's just like with their desiring rights and shit. I don't know, like it's
there's both sides of the
Yeah.
coin. It's like the everyday people who are just trying to get to work to feed their family, and there's also the piece of shit who's not doing anything who could be doing something to help. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know.
I was
It's tough.
watching a video of the protest, and like they were like causing traffic jams and
Mhm.
blocking like the entrance of a hospital. Like people couldn't get to work, and like ambulance couldn't get to the hospital.
Yeah.
But that's like I guess they're doing. I guess that would be considered public distress, but like. It
Well,
sucks
yeah.
for-
I mean,
it
if
sucks for
there's
the
like an
people
emergency
being
situation
blocked,
and
but,
someone,
like,
you know.
we shouldn't be doing like something. I
Well,
don't
the
know.
thing is, in
I-
Hong Kong, the protesters like made way. Like when ambulances and
Yeah.
shit needed
Yeah.
to come through, that's like
But
they were good at
Alex,
protesting.
We're dealing with us stupid Americans.
That's
here.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They fucking-
They're stupid.
We're not good at it.
And like a majority of them are like white Trump supporters.
Yeah.
There's a good chunk at least.
It's
But the funny
true.
thing, you know what's fucked up though, is they're protesting the virus that isn't real, but they have masks on and shit. It's just like if you're gonna go like. I don't believe that they're smart enough to be like do it ironically, right? Like to wear masks and shit. But
Yeah.
it's
no,
like
absolutely not.
yeah.
They're not doing
And
that.
They're saying that
Well,
like
I don't want to catch you. or protest it, but I don't want to catch you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
that,
stand here.
like if you're they're like if you're healthy, go out, but if you're feeling sick, stay home. But like the problem with that is you can be asymptomatic.
Exactly.
And have the virus,
It's such a weird virus that it's like you got to be careful about it. You know?
they just
Yeah,
all need to
you
die.
just don't know.
They just one
Yeah.
of them needs to get
They-
sick
yeah.
and kill all of them. That's literally
need-
it.
They need to get it, or like
The thing is, though, is the mortality rate isn't that high for most people, so it's probably not going to.
Okay, but it'll definitely fuck them up, and I think that's God. All right,
No, yeah,
I think
it will.
God
It will.
wants. You know what? We just need to stop saving stupid
Dude,
people. That's
Whether
really
you're
it. Like I'm
religious or
just.
not, you could even say it's Mother Nature that wants that, dude. You look at every
Absolutely.
population; they eventually hit a point where it's too much and it has to go back down.
We
and
keep
reach
putting
that
too many
Yeah,
warning
at that
labels and restrictions on everything. You know, a couple kids fell down some hills and broke their legs off of shit, and you know
Yeah.
everything. The world got soft, but you just gotta let these people, you know, get the disease and just choke and die. That's all you can do, and that's for the best for everyone, honestly. So I don't know.
Well,
I
that's
don't
this
know.
whole thing with the deer population. It's like it fucking got way too high, and that's why you see all these different diseases, like the whole zombie deer thing that was going around for a while.
Mm.
Yeah,
It was
that's
killing them
cool.
off because their population was too big that disease started.
That's
And
why
also,
they're trying to bring back
uh,
wolves, bro. They're trying to bring back wolves.
Yeah, they were trying to bring back the wolves, which actually did help Yellowstone a whole lot.
Yeah, and then they brought back too many wolves, and they had to shoot the wolves.
oh god.
That creates a sport out of it because then people can start hunting them for like trophies.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's not enough people hunting them because they repopulate so fast.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
deer repopulate kind of. I mean, not to the degree of rabbits.
no,
but you can
I was
compare it
saying
to
like the
that.
wolves, like something.
Oh
like the
yeah,
wolves.
yeah.
You can like easily justify like, oh shit, our wolf population is actually fucking up Yellowstone. Like, hey,
Yeah.
hunters, we are putting out like, cause you know
Yeah.
how hard it is to go track them down and kill them. You just get like, you tell some
But
rednecks,
the
be
thing-
like,
the thing
hey, you guys
about-
want to go get a trophy wolf?
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck yeah, I do.
The fucked up thing about that, is it's not like wolves are like apex predators by any means. It's not like they're like
No.
a mountain lion that'll kill a whole. They really do pick off the weak ones out of the herds and thin it out in a healthy way. Like
They're
just
like
in
the
their social
They're like the
media.
bats of the the bats of the forest woodland world. You know, just fucking up all the nuisance animals, and I fuck with that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
need those.
killing out the nuisance animals. But
it's
I
like-
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And also I have problems with people who say hunting is bad. You know, like how we're talking
No,
about deer
hunting's not
populations.
bad.
Even trophy hunting.
I would
like,
say it depends on the kind of trophy hunting you're talking about. If you're trophy hunting a population that has a lot of members and it's fine, it's probably okay. But I'm talking like trophy hunting predators should not be allowed because predators really regulate a lot of ecosystems. But
Yeah.
trophy
Yeah.
hunting like prey animals, I feel like is probably fine.
I read this thing about trophy hunting. And it was like if you do it the proper way and you pay like all the tax and all the tags and everything for trophy hunting, like most of the time they do it for population control. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
because when predators obviously get out of hand, that's when ecosystems really get fucked up.
Yeah, no,
So,
I
like-
guess that's true too.
Yeah. Most of the time when you do a legal trophy hunt, it's because of that reason. Like it's
Yeah.
because predators are getting out of like they will regulate the shit out of trophy hunting. Like,
Yeah, well, not only that, it's not even good for the predators if there's too many of them because then
Exactly.
they can't survive because others will starve.
and then
Yeah.
you fuck up the entire ecosystem.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
you have
They'll
too many
overeat and
predators,
everything.
Everything overeats, and then the apex predators die too, and then you just have a shit ecosystem. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's why wilderness
Yeah.
funding is important. You know what? That's why I want
Oh,
my tax
definitely.
dollars to go to
Well, we
watching the
wouldn't-
wolf population.
yeah.
Now that's the
Well,
kind of shit I pay for.
Honestly,
with
though, I mean, really, we wouldn't have these issues if we didn't basically cut down so many forests and fuck up so much environment. Because now the territory that all these animals have is just shrinking all the time. So then
Yeah.
it's just causing more issues.
Yeah.
I'll say, but that's like the whole reason we have like deer tags and stuff like that. You know, like
Yeah.
that's why only so many deer tags go out every year. It's because we do monitor the population. That is why
Yeah.
they.
Well, in some way, technically, I mean, humans are apex predators in a way.
Yeah,
mean,
we
for
are,
sure,
100%.
of a lot of.
No,
we
definitely.
need to get in check
We're
too.
the best.
We need to start.
Yeah, we need
That's
to
we need to
start
we need to
over.
have human hunters.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
There you
like
go.
That movie that's
That's
like
what
that
I'm
movie that's coming out where they're hunting down people. You know.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm down with
No, it's genius, McCall. Listen. We have we got a lot of. Listen, the boomers. There's too many of them. All right. There's been too many of them. We've been trying to get rid of them for a while. God gave us a plague to get rid of them, and we're not let him do his job. You know, it's just we keep trying to save
You know
him.
what? Yeah,
Just
absolutely
let
right.
it
I'm
run
gonna
its
go
course.
I'm gonna go protest the.
I am
quarantine
pro-protest now.
Just to speed, no, not even just to speed up the process.
I am pro-protest at this point.
Just
Let them die. Let them.
Yeah.
Natural selection.
Honestly, yeah.
It's tragic. This is the most Zoomer shit we ever said.
die.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh man.
Oh, brother.
Starting to sound like Bill Gates up in here, man.
Hell yeah,
You know?
brother. How's he do? Wait, what's Bill Gates?
We
up
can
to?
lower the population if we, you know.
Yeah.
Has Microsoft
What the fuck
made
does
a-
what the fuck does Bill Gates do for that company anymore? Does he just sit on his money now that he's like rich as fuck?
He probably can, man. Honestly, I don't know.
He's literally just the owner at this point. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just
no
gets
decisions,
involved. He just gets
does
involved
nothing.
in all these other businesses and involved in other world affairs.
Yeah, he's a
So,
philanthropist.
I think he just buys shit just to buy shit. Like he's like, you know what, that company looks pretty cool. I'm gonna buy
And
that.
then he gives TED talks about how we need to lower the population in poor countries.
Good example,
Whoa.
Mixer.
Oh yeah,
What
right.
was it? Mixer. What Minecraft? He bought Minecraft.
Yeah.
What else did he buy? He bought so much shit.
Bro, that is a one-man Shark Tank right there. He's just out there fucking. You're hired. I'll buy you. Fucking 10%. Fuck yeah. I'd
Dude,
love to screw
the
you out
amount
of
of
money.
shit that Microsoft and Amazon owns is ridiculous. Like,
Absolutely.
And those are just two. Like, I'm pretty sure like
Well,
Disney's another big one.
Yeah,
And
Oh,
yeah,
Disney
Disney
owns
owns
fucking
Disney
everything.
Disney
Everything,
owns like
dude.
80% of the fucking.
It's like we're
movie
talking about not
industry
having
over there.
monopolies, but there's like definitely a lot of monopolies. They just
Yeah.
own the other companies. So technically they're other companies, but you know,
You know what the
Yeah.
craziest part is?
sketchy.
Sony is competing against all of them.
Yeah. And they're actually holding their own decent.
Sony's competing against Microsoft on the gaming level. Sony's competing against Disney on the movie level. It's just
Yeah.
like they own Sony's like huge as fuck because they own Universal, they own PlayStation, they own like I think it's another two. They own two more movie companies because that's when they battle over Spider-Man. You remember that?
Right.
Yeah,
Because Sony has the rights. Sony has the rights to Spider-Man, and Disney was trying to buy it, and they're like, "Fuck no, dude."
See, you know what my problem is though? Like, I'm so conflicted because on one hand, like, it's cool that they can own like multiple properties and bring them all together, like, you know, the Avengers bullshit or you know, the whole Marvel universe coming together. But
Yeah,
then
but the guy
they
at the
own
top-
too much shit. Right? Exactly. And it's just like
Yeah.
you need that kind of diversity. Like, you know, they fucking absorbed
Yeah.
Fox, like 20th Century Fox and all that shit. That's now
Yeah.
Disney. It's just like. It's just it kind of sucks. Like that's a lot of power for one company to hold, and it's just like, you know, you get three like producer companies like Disney, Sony, and was there even a third one, right? Fucking I don't even know.
Amazon,
Warner?
Microsoft,
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
Or
It's just
you're
like-
talking about other small ones.
It's just like there's not a whole lot of competition, and that's kind of like I don't know,
No, there's not.
against the whole.
It's like I think it used to be like the
Government
big
controls
six.
them.
I think it's now down to like even less. Like
Yeah,
these
because
huge
Warner
companies.
Brothers is owned by Disney. Fox is owned by Disney. Universal
Warner Brothers
is
owned
owned
by Disney.
So
Oh
then
my
basically
God.
at the end of the day, Disney's
Warner
calling the
Brothers?
shots on all that
think so.
shit, and that's
Warner
I'd be
like
Brothers went
surprised.
like
kind of
bank-
sketchy.
Warner Brothers went like bankrupt, dude, so they had to sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they
maybe.
probably got put. They probably were like forced into bankruptcy by Disney.
Buy Disney, yeah,
Right.
buy Disney.
Companies
Right.
have done that before, so they can buy you out. They're like, oh yeah, we'll just make your product irrelevant, and then we can buy you out.
And that was the big thing with
5 years.
Spider-Man. Sony was so, or what's it called, Disney was so big they were trying to bully Sony out of the rights to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They were like, "Fuck no, we're not giving this up."
That's why I love whenever
Oh,
South
Venom.
Park makes the skits of the Mickey Mouse as like he's like the owner of Disney, and he's just
Oh
a piece
yeah,
of shit.
he's just like,
coming
"Haha,
in.
shut the fuck up, Thor! You're supposed to stand there and look pretty." Haha. And he fucking, it's awesome.
Exactly,
awesome.
exactly.
It's great. Yeah, no. I mean, there's all kinds of shit like that. Fucking, I don't even know. Actually, well, in the phone world, so right, there's like a whole bunch of, there's like mainly two OSs, right? So there's Apple and Android, but then there's a shit ton of different phone companies that produce and have those OSs on the platform, right? Which is
Yeah.
cool right now, but like in terms of phones, like I don't really give a fuck about like what new phones are coming out with because it's just cameras.
Yeah.
They're just making
Yeah,
new, better
basically.
cameras each
Yeah,
year,
pretty much.
smaller cameras, and
Yeah.
I don't care.
Or they're putting pretty good processors. They're upgrading the processors too.
Yeah, but how big of a fucking processor
What,
do I
you
need to
just-
fucking watch a YouTube video about
Yeah.
Yamada's first time by mom?
Yeah, I think the stat was like I don't know. Fuck, there's some.
But hey, Tony, you could totally go down the wormhole of all the conspiracies behind that. Like, oh, what are they putting in the new phones? You know, all that shit.
5G.
Oh my
He's
G,
killing
it's
people.
ruining our bone density.
No. But I've definitely been an Apple fan for most of my time owning a phone. But
Yeah.
the problem, I actually enjoy the accessibility of Androids. Like how, if you know what you're doing, you can do way more with an Android than you can with.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
iPhones are a lot easier to use. Just like the interface is
Yeah,
so smooth,
definitely.
it's so fucking.
If you need to
so-
teach a boomer how to use a phone, you should give him an Apple phone because they
Yeah,
can pick it up so
definitely.
easy. So I don't know, that man Steve Jobs, revolutionary, fucking really putting the turning.
Well, that was what I liked
reinventing
about the
wheel.
Sam. I mean,
It's
obviously,
crazy.
I have the iPhone now, but that's one thing I do miss about having like the Galaxy was that, or the Android phones was because you could like get all those emulators and play all these other different games on there and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you
I was
can
like,
you can
emulators, that
jailbreak
was
you
the
can
big thing.
jailbreak
I
your
love
your
it.
iPhone, but you shouldn't have to
That's
like
just-
you shouldn't have to fuck up your
Yeah,
phone
exactly.
to like customize it. It's your shit. You bought it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But I mean that also has to deal with safety because, like Apple's big interest is like looking to keep themselves safe. But the way they keep themselves safe is by keeping their phones safe. So if they don't let you go around downloading shit willy nilly, like and they control the actual shit that you can put
Yeah.
on your phone.
But what is
It's
it? Is
best
it
for-
really
it's best
safe,
for Apple
Tony?
safe.
Is it really?
No, absolutely not.
Or is it like China where they censor everything now?
well, what I like about Apple though
This
is
isn't safe for you. No.
no, but like kind of going down that vein you're talking about, Braden, is like what I like about Apple is like what was it? I think it was what was the shooter? Was it the Christopher Dorner, whatever the fuck?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
The
know what you're talking
FBI,
about,
the FBI went to Apple to get them to open his phone, right, because he had it encrypted, but they would not open that phone, and they would get fined by I think by a court, and like they were paying like fuck tons of money per day because they wanted the government wanted them to open the phone, but Apple like would not compromise their security by giving them a
Yeah.
backdoor like that, and that's like I respect the fuck out of that. Like that's super consumer like oriented and very friendly for someone buying and like who worries about their security and whatnot, and that's cool
Yeah.
as fuck that they did that. Whereas like your Android phones, and I have an Android, it's just like the China will sell all of your information to everybody.
Oh,
and
yeah,
any app
they
you
don't
have,
fucking-
well, they
yeah.
don't give a fuck. Like like you're up for sale, bro. It's
Yeah,
kind of
I mean, really.
it's kind of rough. So I mean, this is good and you're bad, but I don't know. At the end of the day, whatever. Hey, whatever camera's best, man. Whatever camera's cool.
Whatever camera's
Pick it
best.
up.
Dude, it's almost like a cult at this point. If you're
Right.
Apple or Android, like
Yeah.
you're like
Yeah, really,
you're Apple till you die,
It
Right.
goes back to the Twilight if you're Jacob or Edward.
Yeah. And then you just the only one who shows up in the group text and is like, look at the fucking poor people are here. And it's like, bro,
When it's the green
it's a
text
good
pop-
phone. It's a good phone.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. Dude, I'm gonna start a cult just because.
Tony, don't start a cult. It's not
Yeah.
gonna work out well.
It's not gonna work.
I'll start a cult.
Dude,
just gotta
if you
manipulate
had fame or money, I'd say go right ahead, man. But don't do it as just an average guy. That's not gonna work.
You
out
can
too
no,
well.
that's not true, Braden. You can totally start a cult if you're an average guy.
No,
you
you
just
can,
gotta buy, you
but
gotta buy a
I was
couple
gonna-
tigers.
I was gonna-
Buy a couple
I'm not gonna-
tigers. You can start a cult. It worked for everybody.
But
All
look
of
at how
them
it ended.
had
Look at how
multiple
it ended.
bitches.
No, that's true. One of them had his own harem of like all these
Right.
women that were like.
It's not
perfectly
that hard to
happy
start a cult.
change
You
their
just
names.
need to look in the right places, right?
That's
Target the
that's
right
true.
people. That's
Yeah.
all
I
I'm
gotta
saying.
start looking up the ideology of how to manipulate people. Start reading up on it.
Watch a
There's
couple
a
Jake
lot-
Paul
there's a
videos
lot
or
of
some shit like that.
resources.
You'll
Oh my
you'll pick
God.
up something. I swear. I do fucking.
There's a lot of resources. there,
I've
Tony.
never
You can learn.
seen someone with so many yes men. That shit's crazy. I feel like starting a cult would not be that hard.
I don't think it would be that
No.
hard.
Like you just need to
I
find.
think because all you need is like the first like. I think the starting part would be hard.
You don't even need a super high IQ. You can just convince some other dummies to follow you.
Yeah.
you
So
know.
no. I think the hardest part is like the very very beginning when you have nobody and you're trying to get
Yeah.
one first person to follow you.
Yeah, you got to have something
I mean?
to entice people. If you got nothing, you're just a weirdo. Like,
I don't
you
know about
you're
that. I think you just need to find 3 people dumber than you, but like way dumber than you, and then just like kind of like tell them things they want to hear. And once you get those 3, the ball's rolling from there, and you can just snowball that
Oh, yeah.
into like getting them to give you money and I don't know,
I see
fucking
the
you.
look
I
that
don't know, all
Rachel's
kinds
giving
of
you
shit.
while you're saying this shit.
I'm just saying.
All I was gonna
One
say is
down.
that it looks like we're gonna go to the protests for the coronavirus. Find our people.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you could start
Yeah.
saying some shit. They'll start following you like, I like what this guy's saying.
Yeah, right.
Fuck yeah. They're like, hop in my truck.
That's
and
the
then-
beauty about the
All
internet.
their yee rednecks.
The
You
beauty
gotta
about the
dress
internet
up
is
as
you
a
can
Trump
find those
supporter.
people.
There you go.
They'll
There
believe
you
you.
go.
Oh, that's the biggest finesses. I love seeing that. Like people who just like pretend to support Trump and then like get paid hella money by selling merch to
Yeah.
them. It's fucking that's genius. And honestly, we should really capitalize on that.
Dude,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
It's really
People-
smart.
yeah, that's what I think is funny is when you look on Twitter, certain people getting shit talked as a Trump supporter. I'm like, dude, you can't see that they're faking being a Trump supporter because they're getting all this fucking money.
That's what I'm
They're literally
saying.
just selling shit to dumber people than
If
them.
you
and then
are colored like in any way, you can
Money
totally
is the
just
one that is the
you can
biggest box,
if
man.
I went on Twitter right now and just started tweeting out Mexicans for Trump, Latinos for Trump, like all kinds of shit, and started selling like a Mexican flag, but like with Trump like sitting on a cactus with eagle wings or some
Yeah.
shit in the middle, holding a snake. I swear to God, that would sell out immediately by all the fucking
yeah.
dumb rubes. Like, see that? Everybody loves him. It's like it's so easy. It's so easy. You would make bank.
yeah, dude, money's what makes things move. It's not all the
you know what the
views
worst part about
usually.
this election is?
What's up?
Fucking, he's running against Joe Biden.
Oh my God! Don't even get me
dude.
started.
It's like a loss. It's like a lose-lose.
Dude, I'm telling you, and I don't know if anyone was listening, and I knew it was gonna happen, but I was really, really rooting for Andrew Yang because I really liked him. I feel like he was actually smart,
He's a
actually
smart guy.
logical,
He's a
and
smart
like,
guy.
man, they just fucking just threw him out for Joe Biden.
Well, he
And
yeah. Well,
like,
okay, but the
I
thing
don't
is, though, he endorsed Joe Biden to like secure a cabinet position, so that's pretty smart on his tactic.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
it definitely smells of weak bitch syndrome, and I don't
Yeah, it
respect that.
does,
Like
it does.
it's a shame, really.
But like
he
all
was
those
smart.
politicians do it, dude. Fucking Barack Obama endorsed Biden. I'm like, dude, what do you don't even have any skin in the game? Why?
Bro, were you
Oh,
there for?
For the black
you
man?
were you
No,
there?
Barack
Were you
Obama
Probably
there?
does have some skin in the game.
Were you there for the day that they
But-
Karate Kid kicked Bernie Sanders' leg when Barack Obama called up all the remaining candidates who were moderate and said, "Hey, you all need to drop out so we can get Joe Biden across the finish line." And fucking
Yeah.
what is it? Buttigieg, Klobuchar, fucking who else?
that real?
Warren. Yes, like fucking multiple of the or
They
a shit ton of
basically
the
just
moderates
cropped them
dropped
out.
out.
They're like, hey, wow.
Yeah, all of them fucking
That's
dropped
that-
on the
but
same
thing is,
day
that's
of
what
the
they-
Super
that's what they
Tuesday.
did with
and
the
then,
last one though, and they tried to throw it on Hillary, but the problem is she.
okay,
didn't-
but that was a little bit of a different situation. Hillary
it was a
had
little different. It was
she
a
had
little
she had a shit ton of super delegates and she was already gonna win from the start. Like Bernie wasn't winning that,
Yeah.
right? He couldn't. We knew
Yeah.
that.
But still, like he never even had a chance. Like that was taken
Yeah.
from him anyway.
Exactly. They whoever the Democratic Party wants to be their candidate, they will always
They're
get
gonna be
to
the
the front.
candidate.
Exactly. They have too much pull and like no matter like the progressive base like that I would be a part of does not make up a big
Yeah.
enough portion of the party, so it doesn't even matter. Like what I'm saying, like I'm gonna vote,
exactly.
right? But it's just like Bernie is too much of a nice guy to like fucking compromise on like any of his beliefs and shit. So he's never gonna
Well,
get
they
the
probably
moderate
got pictures of Bernie at Epstein's pedophile island, so that's why he didn't.
vote. He's
got
never
cut out.
that man's
They're like,
never
"We
left the
don't
state of
want-"
Vermont. I'm
I know,
sure
I know.
he's never left. he was promise.
No, but
I don't know, man. It's such a tough one because while I didn't enjoy Bernie's policies, I didn't think they were well fitted for the times. I did enjoy him as a person. Like,
I think he's a decent guy. I just don't necessarily believe everything he
yeah,
pushes.
and I
That's
think
all.
I think he was semi reasonable. Like
Yeah.
I think he was reasonable enough to actually lead this country in a good direction. But
I think he's
I
definitely
don't
like he's changed it though a
fucking-
little bit though. He's definitely like pushed it in the right direction though. Like universal healthcare is definitely becoming like a very important topic that people are kind of coming around on. Like
Yeah.
Joe Biden was even talking about it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
but God, man, boy, do I fucking hate Joe Biden.
yeah,
Seriously,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. I feel that.
He's
I
honestly,
love
dude,
the-
other than him having dementia, he's also like a freaking creep. Like you see all those
weird.
videos of him like touching kids and shit and
Yeah,
like touching
or,
people.
like
he's
touching the women's.
he's just a creepy old guy,
He is.
and he's
Was it-
also
was
now
it-
lost his
oh
mind.
You guys that sent that article. It was like I think it was an article on. Oh no, it was a tweet from New York Times. I remember it now. So it was like the tweet was like, so Joe Biden has been found like not guilty, or like in like an investigative report, we found him not doing anything that would be like considered rape or unconsensual, or like it would be anything that would be like rape or like sexual assault or anything like that. And then they immediately go as like anything outside of touching women when they didn't want to be touched. And I was like,
It's like- And then, yeah, no, I think I know what you're talking about, and it's kind of highlighted, and everyone's like, "Come on, bro, like really?" Like,
Well, dude, it's because he's a candidate. They're not gonna actually pursue that or give it any like real gravity. Because
oh, Trump will.
You know,
Donald fucking
Well,
Trump
no,
will.
he
He's
would,
gonna
and if
shit
it-
down
oh,
his
yeah, he
neck
definitely will.
in the fucking debates. I
bad.
guarantee it. But the thing is, Trump's a
bad.
diddler too. There's no way he hasn't.
Yeah.
But he's rich, so people let him. So it's like it's fucked
Yep.
up.
Well, I know Trump's out there fucking porn stars. I don't know if he's diddling little kids
Okay.
though, but I know that Biden's got some creepy stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean, there's allegations
okay.
against Trump too, but like I don't know. It's
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Everyone has an
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
It's
I
fucking
got the-
crazy.
I got the
Half
tweet-
of
I got the
Hollywood
tweet
and all
for that.
politicians are fucking people
Yeah.
unconsensually.
Dude, like most of politics and most of Hollywood are all creeps.
Yeah.
So-
Right. Can you imagine the
Alright.
the child pageant industry?
Oh Jesus!
Oh,
My
God.
God.
Why do you think there's so many Hollywood shows on fucking children
This is the
pageants?
national handshake of the pageant industry. Fucking, that's it.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh my god.
I see Tony's still researching very hard.
I found it. But here's the tweet. No other allegation about sexual assault surfaced in the course of our reporting, nor did any former Biden staff corroborate Reed's allegation. We found no pattern of sexual misconduct by Biden, beyond hugs, kisses, and touching that women previously said made them uncomfortable.
Oh
my God. Oh my
New York
God.
Times.
All right, guys, left to right. Would you fight Joe Biden if he would start hugging up on your
Bro,
significant
I would
other?
literally like.
Oh, dude, it wouldn't even be hard.
I wouldn't fight. I was using the presidential candidate.
No, dude,
He's
just
probably
kick
gonna
his
be
I mean,
killed.
no,
But
back then, Tony.
I would,
Back
like,
then, he was
he-
only VP. Come on, Tony. That's fair
Okay.
game.
He like grabbed my shoulders or like put his hands on my shoulders. I was
Dude,
like,
you know,
I would like
Tony,
fucking brush him off, like,
Tony.
what the fuck?
Tony, you know what it fucking reminds me of? It reminds me of this freaking creepy ass old guy I worked with when I was
I remember
interning
him.
for
I
Mega.
remember him. Yeah,
Dude, I
remember him.
complained about him all the freaking time to you. His
Because he
name
was
was, yeah, his name was Floyd. I'd be
Yeah.
working at my freaking
Makes
computer
sense.
in my little cubicle. In my
Yeah.
cubicle, it's all blocked
I can
off.
see it.
He would just walk up while I was sitting in my chair with my headphones and working, and just grab my shoulders and be like, "How you doing, buddy?"
Yeah, the
Just like
Ricky maneuver.
rubbing in my
huh?
shoulders and
Oh,
shit.
fuck.
Oh god, it freaked me the hell out. I did
Yeah.
not like that guy at all.
I cannot believe that shit went unchecked. I think
Dude.
so many people are fighting. Like,
Dude, he'd
We're
do that shit to
seeing
you
this
while
shit.
you were in the bathroom at the urinal. He'd freaking touch you there. I shit you not. He
Oh
did
my
that to people.
God.
My
He
God.
Did he,
that
like-
to people?
That shit
Jesus
crazy.
Christ, this dude's a couple fucking, I don't know, a couple
Dude,
days away from
he's-
tickling down there, doing the whole
Oh my
the pageant
god,
shake.
he's a freaking creeper. And
That's
he got called
crazy,
out on
bro.
it, and he's like, oh no, I would never, I just grew up in a different time where we touched people. And I was
We
like,
just
"Oh."
touched people all over, all the time. Back in the 50s, we were all touching
Like, that doesn't
everybody.
mean it was right.
Women,
man.
children.
Like, oh my god.
Yikes.
We just
Ah.
touched each other. That's all.
I'm so
Music.
shook. I'm so shook that tweet went like completely like under the radar.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a reason it went under the radar, dude.
And then they updated it, and what they just cut out the part basically where he says he raped people. They just cut that out.
Basically, what they said was he sexually assaulted people, but we didn't
He
charge him
didn't.
for sexual assault.
Yeah, we didn't find it
Sexual
sexual
harassment at best, Braden. Come on, let's not be.
Oh,
what are we,
really?
writers from
Let's not.
CNN? Relax. Jesus. Christ.
Yeah, fucking Christ.
Oh man, it's fucking creepy.
Hugs, kisses, and touching that women previously said made them uncomfortable. I cannot.
Yeah,
believe
he was
that.
probably out there grabbing pussies, man. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
He could have been.
Dude, we literally are voting between those two. I cannot.
It's always between worse
America.
and slightly worse and slightly worse. Like it's fucking.
Why?
so
How
fucking
hard is it to
frustrating.
just get a fucking decent candidate?
Well,
man?
dude, I honestly
And then-
believe, and this it sounds conspiracy, but it's really not. It's just I think it's too corrupt at this point where you're never going to get a decent candidate. They're never going to make it that far because
No,
they're
I
not
don't
going to be
think
allowed
so.
to.
That's,
Yeah.
that's why you gotta vote, bro. You gotta fucking vote. You gotta vote.
No, even if you vote, dude, I really don't believe that. Like, because at the point, by the time you're actually voting for what's important, it's like too late.
You know why voting doesn't matter right now? Because we have too many fucking boomers that this plague is trying to take care of for us, and we're back full circle at the root of the problem. Elderly people fucking it up. I'm just saying.
People are fucking it up. Elderly people are only looking at themselves. They're like, how can I make the last 5 years of my life amazing and completely fuck over the next 3 generations?
They sacrificed all their good years for those last 5 years, and so now that those last 5 years are under threat, they're like freaking out, and it's like, well, like.
That's another one I hate though. That's another fucking mind-boggling fucking issue. Like climate change, that frustrates the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Because like even if
people are like, let's just shovel this coal, like we did.
Right. It's just like oh coal. This is clean fossil fuel. It's complete.
I will say though, dude, and they're definitely out there. I haven't like looked into it as much, but they're definitely out there. Honestly, a lot of the issues could be solved for one just by basic shit of everyone like trying to take better care in recycling and like not trashing shit. But also there's a lot of, I know there's like some genius engineers out there looking at ways to like at least with like the carbon emission types. If you just have different things that can like cycle that carbon, then you're fine.
I know what you're talking about. They're looking at ways to get more carbon out of the atmosphere because they know that humans will not get their shit together. Yeah, exactly. But they have to find a way to accelerate that to a point where we're not going to cook ourselves to death.
We're literally increasing the pollution and decreasing the forests at the same time. So it's like you're decreasing the things that can recycle the carbon and increasing the output into it. So it's like there needs to be some way that we can, other than obviously people aren't going to fix the forests. I mean,
you know how to fix it? The plague. Get rid of these fucking people.
I mean, really though, dude. You look. I mean, it's fucked up as it sounds. You look at all those reports talking about like the Venice.
The tweets are my favorite. It's just like, see guys, the geese have returned to the national park river. We are the plague. Those things fucking kill me. Like it's just.
They do.
As much as they kill me, I actually enjoy the ideology behind it. Like that humans are the one fucking because we are. Like fucking shit up.
Well, the thing is, we wouldn't have to be if we just changed the way our systems were set up and how we lived our lives.
That's the thing, though. But like, Brayden, you mentioned recycling and everything, but it's just like, dude, there's only so much we can do to a certain point, right? Like, the majority of carbon emissions are not us; they're like large corporations that are just pumping shit into the fucking sky, bro.
Yeah, as much as I'm not the kind of person that puts the problems on society. Like, oh, it's society that pushes this. But when it comes to, like, ecology, it really is like if we change the way our systems work, we legitimately could like change that. Like if we, like for example, like all the alternative energy sources other than like fossil fuels and stuff, that would be huge. And also there's alternative fuel sources that have actually been around and people have invented things. Like this one dude invented a car that could run on water, but like his patent was bought out by the oil industry. Like back
I thought you were fucking with me, like from that '70s show.
No, that was like a real thing. A dude literally like built an engine that could like work around different things. I think. Yeah, and his patent was bought by the oil companies and then shelved so the oil companies could keep making money. Like it's.
I've seen what's it called? I've seen something about what was it? It was a conspiracy. It was a conspiracy that the government actually shut that down.
I mean, it could have been. I mean,
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen that conspiracy pop.
It could have. I mean, obviously it was oil companies, but it could have been. They could have been behind it. I mean, and that's the other thing is that I think is stupid is the whole like. I'm not like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but I hate the negative connotation with that because if you just study history, like go to a history class, there's conspiracy theories in everything. Like you talk about like Julius.
Should be learn about because the history is probably a conspiracy theory at the time.
Dude, all of it's conspiracy. Like a conspiracy is literally just people conspiring to do something. And so like okay, 1 second.
I would like to mention my conspiracy theory after you.
Okay, one thing that I like to point out, which is one that's like widely accepted in drama and in like history classes, is with Julius Caesar, the conspiracy to assassinate him and kill him and retake over to to like lower the power of the emperor and to bring back Senate and whatnot. That was a conspiracy, but everyone studies that as history. But if you bring up a conspiracy today, it's like, oh, you're crazy. It's like, okay, there's definitely some stupid ones out there, like the whole lizard people and the tinfoil hat type shit. But there's also some that are kind of legit. If you look at just like
5G towers, they're radiating us to death. Coronavirus is only created so that way they can put up the 5G towers.
See, the problem is the people that are saying that shit don't understand it. They don't understand that it's electromagnetic radiation, not solar radiation. So it interacts with your body differently. It's not going to do that. There has been evidence to show that not 5G but lower G, like 4G and 3G, over long periods of time of exposure, can lower your bone density and your bone mineralization by a small fraction. So it's not huge, but it does do something. But it's not even that like that big a deal. So I don't know why people freak out about the 5G.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, Brandon. I'm not tracking at all on this. I have not followed that situation.
No, I haven't followed the 5G situation. I just remember seeing a study like a year or two ago about that because it was actually interesting. It was like people that carried their phone in their right pocket. They did like an MRI or some type of scan to measure the bone densities, or maybe they did they took some stuff out. I don't remember what they did, but they measured the bone densities of the hip and the leg on the side that they carried their phone versus the other leg, and they found there was a bone mineralization and bone density was lower on the side where they had their phone.
Does that mean
And
like
this was
my
only like-
ass
this was
bone
only
is like decaying because I've just got it in my back
Yeah,
pocket
it's like literally
constantly?
decaying because your phone is in there. I mean,
just
it's
a tiny bit, just
it's,
so
it's-
ever so
it's slow.
slightly.
It's slow over time, but I think they did the study over like a 1 or 2 year period, and they found like I can't remember what the percentage was, but it wasn't a huge percentage, so it wasn't like by any means like you should change your whole life, but it wouldn't hurt to not carry your phone in your pocket all the time for sure. And
Alex,
sure.
what was your conspiracy?
Oh, my conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Now, this thing was mentioned to me by my dear friend Aaron Strain, and so, like, if it's incorrect, just, that's where
yeah,
the
who
blame
knows
goes.
how credible that is?
There's no way to confirm it, really. But
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, my favorite conspiracy theory is that the car lobby, back in the day, I think it was maybe like the 50s after World War II or something like that. The car lobby lobbied Congress for the interstate and whatnot. And the reason, like, I for one am a huge fan of trains and public transportation, like, and I wish that we had a subway system like in like every city in America.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just a train system would be like, it'd be so much better for the environment for one thing, and it's more convenient as we'd be able to just like walk everywhere. And I fucking love trains, man. They're great. But the car lobby, lobbied for the interstate and wanted a higher production, so everyone would be buying their own cars and whatnot. So then in the end they'd make more money, right? So it ended up shooting the public transit works that was going to get put into Congress got shot down because of that. Now, this may or may not be true, but I would have personally loved to live in the timeline where trains were just ruling the United States of America, and I could just hop on a train to campus and everything. And I know the bus system exists, but I mean, there's so many car deaths like and shit, like automotive deaths, like compared to like train collisions. I feel like it'd be a much better system, and I would just love if we had like that UK type of feel, you know what I'm saying, where they're just taking trains everywhere and shit.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
But that's my favorite conspiracy theory.
I mean, it's not implausible. I mean, really, because trains were like the predominant mode of transportation before all that happened.
Yeah,
So,
right.
I
Now,
mean,
how many people do you know every day that take a train? Name 3.
Not basically
can't.
bumps.
Yeah.
That's
I
about
don't take
it.
a train every day, but I definitely am an avid train rider.
Right. But I wish I could be. See, because you're on the West Coast, right? West Coast, East Coast, that's where that shit is. But like in the Midwest,
Don't forget that Lawrence midnight train.
the one they have at like 3 in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, actually,
think
it
that
sounds
shit belongs
dumb,
all the
but
time.
like if we had more trains across the country, like that we could like people publicly like use all the time, it would probably lower. It could, at least potentially, play a factor in lowering the drinking age.
That's
because
what
one of the
I
big-
was just thinking.
Yeah,
that.
that's one of the big things. That's one of the big reasons why our drinking age is so high is because people drive everywhere, and so
Right.
drinking and driving is super dangerous. But people in Europe get drunk, they just walk onto the subway and go home. Like it's
That's
no big
what, yeah.
deal.
That's why they think we're stupid, because they're just like, look at these
Yeah.
fucking Americans. Like they can't even hold their liquor. Why the fuck can't you just
Yeah.
what's the problem? Why you got to be 21? Well, it's because we don't have access to like as much public transportation. Like because in the
Yeah.
UK you can just hop on like your train and stumble your way home, whereas like you two
Yeah.
fucks had to like when you're stranded at a party and everyone's fucked up, it's just like, well, you're either
we
spending the
couldn't leave
night
'cause
or
we're like, I guess we're here
spending the
'cause we
night
can't,
or having some
we
picking
can't
up.
drive. If we drive, we're gonna fucking die or kill someone else.
Right.
So we're not doing that.
Exactly. So
Well, you gotta think about the area too, because like, would it be smart to have 1 billion trains in Kansas? Probably not, because you know how much fucking fuel they're gonna burn just to get you from one town to the next. Like, like you go to the UK, you go to fucking Europe. It's like 5-minute drive between towns, right? You go to Kansas, it is 45 minutes from Hutchinson to get anywhere.
Yeah, but dude, we used to have like
Yeah, but-
trolleys for at least around the city. Like that would even be decent.
That would be good.
like a
Yeah,
little, like
that's,
a
little trolleys are
rail
good, but
system.
also like you're fitting in like fucking a shit ton of people in those trains. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, you're
I think
lowering the amount
overall,
of cars that are on the road by
Right.
a lot.
exactly.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, like I don't know. I think it would just it takes more funding than what it's like.
Really, you think
guess-
a train system would be harder than than the interstate? The interstate, I feel like that shit would probably be way more expensive than a good train system. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole fuck ton of concrete and
But I
you
mean,
know-
hey man, Elon Musk
you're
may
still
be
gonna have
solving
a-
our problem. He'll have those underground.
LA
Oh,
tunnels,
the LA tunnels that only
Yeah,
work
yeah.
for Tesla owners or the rich people who can afford them. Right. That'll.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the Disney Fast Pass of LA traffic. You
Yeah.
literally just
It
fucking.
really is.
But I actually agree.
It
with
might
you on
open the
that
door for future use of that stuff for other people, though.
one. I agree with that one though, because the price tag that he's putting on it is what it's worth. You know, like because
Yeah.
if you don't want like to deal with LA traffic, which is pretty fucking bad, like real honestly, fucking bad, man. Like you could be sitting in traffic for like an hour and maybe get like 10 miles. Like it's fucking, and if you make that tunnel pay to play, like you have to you're only like upping his business, and which is gonna make him build more tunnels. At some point, he's gonna bring that price down, or he's gonna make it available to the public.
You know,
Or,
Tony,
he could've just made
everyone
trains.
gets Tesla.
He could have just made fucking trains. He could have.
Or everyone gets Teslas, and then guess what? We're reducing carbon emissions. So I think he's doing it right.
Yeah, I
He's
wish I
making
could
an
buy a Tesla. Shit.
you know what the better solution be? Is just wait for that fault line in California. to
Right. Oh,
fucking-
it's gonna
just
sink it into the
earthquake.
ocean.
No. Did you hear the way he's doing it? He's building it like a chain link, right? Or like a
Hexagon.
They're like they're interlocking, right? So it has
Okay.
sections that all interlock. Those interlocking sections are make it like a snake pretty much. You know how you have like that fucking wooden toy, that wooden snake
Yeah,
people
yeah.
back in the day where you could like make him move, but he had like because he
Yeah.
had points. That's what he's doing. He's making the tunnel with joints. That way, when an earthquake does roll around,
How much
it can
lower is it
fucking-
gonna be? How much lower is it gonna be under the surface? Because I know, like I've heard it compared to like earthquakes, like surface reaction versus underneath is very a storm in the ocean. If you're in a submarine, you're not gonna feel that storm. Versus if you're on a ship, you're gonna feel that storm because you're on the surface.
Yeah.
And the waves
I
are
think he's
gonna-
building it specifically like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The reason you're right about that, because if you think about like a 12-story building, a foot of movement down at the bottom of a 12-story building
Is huge at the top.
is it's huge at the top.
Yeah.
When you're underground, there's nothing above you. You can't, like, whatever the movement is what it is, because the earth doesn't move that much during a fire. What
Yeah.
moves a lot is when you have structures that build way the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so when you're underground, I doubt that shit was gonna break anyways. You're gonna move to the left and right, maybe like.
Dude,
a foot.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm just waiting. I hope, and I actually don't hope this happens in my lifetime, but I think it'd be so fucking cool if that gigantic super volcano that's in the middle of America would go
Yellowstone,
off,
yeah.
dude.
You mean the one
'Cause,
that would
like,
plunge us
that-
into a nuclear winter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that would completely destroy our entire country.
Oh my god.
Like,
That's the
no,
worst
they actually
one.
Said, they actually said that the damage would probably cross as low as Texas and is up to the Canada border and across. Like it would really, it's huge, dude.
We would
But, like-
fucking. we
but,
would
like,
be fucked.
honestly-
Go in the underground.
It would
tunnels?
be
Yeah.
like on your underground tunnels may be fucked. I don't know. But I just think it would be cool. Kind of like, I mean, I'm not saying I want that to happen, but you
Right.
know how we like learned in one of those science classes, like the Krakatoa. It was just like a relatively normal volcano, but it was so much pressure buildup that the explosion of the volcano literally destroyed the volcano itself. Like it just exploded itself, and then like it like caused tsunamis like thousands of miles away, and they could be heard
Yeah.
thousands of miles away. Like just the
Or, like,
raw power
fucking
of the earth
Pompeii,
is fucking
know?
crazy.
Pompeii got fucking covered in
Yeah.
lava juice back in ancient Greece.
Lava juice.
Yeah. Dude, literally ash is like ash buildup like tens of whatever feet high that like it buried a city with ash.
Bro,
like,
if you
which is just
listen,
freaking crazy.
if your island or town gets absorbed by lava and by a fucking volcano,
Yeah.
that's your own goddamn fault for building that shit next to a volcano.
my
Like you deserve that. Like I don't like. I'm sorry, but
how are the ancient Greeks supposed to
but-
know what a volcano is?
yeah, okay, but after the first one, you probably hear you hear what happened over in Athens? Yeah, the shit fucking just, it's all covered in ash and everything. It's like, oh man, probably shouldn't build
Bro,
over
they
there,
probably-
right?
they
You could
probably
put two
thought
and two
fucking-
together, man. Like, it's,
They probably thought, I don't know, man. They probably thought fucking Hephaestus
I don't know. Was
in there.
Pompeii was the first one to actually kill people?
maybe.
I don't know. Well, maybe the first recorded one, obviously,
Yeah,
but like,
probably.
I don't know. Like, I don't even, dude. The crazy thing is that city basically disappeared. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
Pompeii.
we didn't even really know where it was until fucking people like dug it up, basically.
Look,
It
all
was
I'm,
all
oh my
saying
God.
preserved
is,
and stuff.
all I'm saying is if I see some red glowing water down the street, I'm fucking
Oh,
I'm
dude,
moving
you're-
away.
But the thing
I'm
is,
moving
the
away.
thing is, dude, the
Like-
problem with those volcanoes is usually not the lava, unless you're on an island and you're trapped. It's
So,
usually
Isn't
Isn't it the ash?
Yeah,
Yeah.
suffocating from
Yeah,
it.
because the ash is super hot too. So if it touches you, it's burning your skin and literally like
Oh.
coating you.
Yo,
and
speaking of
baking you
that,
inside the
Tony-
ash alive.
Oh man. Okay, so fuck. I guess Tony. So he's in California, but like, and he didn't get to experience it. But like, do you like ever worry about? I guess you're in like a fucking desert, so you don't have to worry about it. But like, do you ever watch the videos from like when California was burning to the fucking ground, and you'd see like people trapped in like pitch black smoke and like trying to get away from the flames and everything, and there's just cars looking like fallout on the street. Though that looks fucking terrifying. Like I prefer a tornado over that any fucking
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Like
because you at least
Yeah.
might have a chance of surviving a tornado. Like there was
Right,
even a
right.
dude that was like thrown like a mile and a half away from his house and survived a tornado.
yeah,
Like-
exactly. If you
What,
if you're
fucking
trapped in
fire,
your
dude?
car on the interstate
Oh,
with the fucking,
yeah.
with the flames off, you're dead.
You're just in.
You're
just
gonna
in an
fucking
oven at that
die.
point.
I don't think so. I'm not worried about it. I trust my legs. Like enough. I'm in shape enough. I could outrun a fire. So in worst case scenario, I pull my car to the side.
On
I
a
pull
windy
my
day
car to the
though.
side. Yeah, on a windy day it'd be rough, but
You just pull your shirt
I
up.
can
you
go.
fucking-
Grab a fire extinguisher and let's go.
Yeah, I honestly think I'd be okay. I don't think I would ever die from it if I knew about it. Obviously,
I think
Like,
if you're
Yeah.
okay, but the thing is, it's like when people start abandoning their cars and shit. I think you'd be good because you'd be one of the people keeping up and getting past it. But like, if someone's stupid enough to
don't be-
stay in their
don't be
car,
obese.
yeah, don't stay in your fucking car if everyone's like, follow the
Dude,
crowd.
I think the scariest thing is when the fire gets so big, like you can't just be like just outside of it. Like you gotta be really far away. You'll feel
Oh,
the
yeah.
heat, like, within
Yeah.
100 yards. Like you don't, or not even that close. You can feel the heat from
Yeah.
actually pretty far away. Depending how big it is.
Yeah.
It's just
Um,
scary.
No, I think I trust my legs. To out. I'm in shape enough, especially obviously the workouts that I'm required to do. I'm in shape enough to where I could grab the essentials out of my car, pull my car to the side, and I could out walk.
Are you gonna run that marathon like that one guy who
the
ran,
guy in
ran
Greece,
back
the
from the
marathon?
yeah the guy in Greece that ran from the
Nice.
battlefield to report?
His name was Marathon.
yeah, that's where it comes
yeah,
from.
exactly.
Incredible.
Incredible. Yeah, I think I could. Honestly, I wouldn't run because obviously it's just waste of energy. But I think I could out hike a fire. I can travel in a day. I could probably travel like go on if like this was survival, and my only hope is
You
literally
had enough
just walking.
water and food to keep you going.
I think I could get 60 miles.
Fuck that, Brayden. You're giving him too much resources. You have a half drink water bottle and maybe a handful of sunflower seeds. That's what you got.
Why the hell
trying to
would
be
you just
we're trying to
have
be
a handful of
realistic. We're trying to be
sunflower
realistic here,
seeds?
Rachel.
Did he fucking go
It's
up
all
to
he
the
could carry.
sunflower and
It's
start
all
picking
no.
them
It's all he
off or
could
some
carry,
shit? What
Rachel.
do you mean?
It's all was left in the bag. He had his pockets were full of his I don't know fucking assorted gummy worms and whatnot. I forgot to
So
mention
he's
that.
got gummy worms.
Yeah, but they're gonna melt in his pocket, Rachel. It's a fucking fire around him. Jesus, it's already.
On that with. So am I carrying any weight? Am I carrying anything with me?
I'm gonna say your
carrying
subwoofers. I'm gonna say your subwoofers. your
Okay, subwoofer.
your subwoofer. You're carrying your subwoofer with you.
Saving the precious goods.
Fucking. I'm running through the phone.
You gotta hook it up to a
I can
boombox on
probably-
your shoulder though.
Yeah.
So you can rock it.
Am I allowed to play music through the subwoofer?
I'm gonna say yes, but it adds an extra maybe 10, 20. Let's say 10 pounds. Call it that.
10 pounds. Yeah, 10 pounds. Would be, okay, so in a day, I could probably do 40 miles, maybe 50.
Yeah.
I could probably do 40, 50 miles. I do, granted, that's like early in the morning. I'll start like say like the fire shows up at 3 a.m. in my city, and I'm like, oh shit, and then I start driving away. I start driving. Yeah, I start driving away, and then I get caught in traffic about 5 a.m. So I get caught in traffic. By the time of sundown the next day, or the sundown of that day.
I guess so.
Yeah, I could probably get 50 or 60 miles. That's like a good, probably 60 miles. That's like good.
Well, that's from like
5 miles an hour
or something, maybe a little more.
Yeah, 5 miles an hour. I could do that.
All right. Well, fuck. Okay.
I could get to Wichita in a day.
Okay. Well, we're getting close to time, but we'll cap it off with a nice little fun question since we've talked so much doom, gloom, and plague for the last hour. All right, guys. So let's do a would you rather. McCall, we're gonna start with you because you've been quiet for a while. McCall.
Okay.
Would you rather be covered in fur or covered in scales?
Probably fur. Well,
Really?
No.
Well, it depends on where you want to live, right? Because
I've met people
I
covered in
like
both.
cold weather. I would live. If I lived somewhere
yeah.
cold, I would have fur.
That's smart. That's smart. Talking about cold weather. Okay.
yeah, because you don't want to be in like
Arizona.
the Bahamas.
Fucking-
You don't want to be in the Bahamas with friends.
Yeah, no.
It's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
be fucking miserable, you know.
But like
Maybe.
scales,
Like
if
fur.
you're in a hot weather, like scales, you can like swim. You know.
That's true.
Okay, if you have scales, are we okay? If we're having fur or scales, are you suggesting mammal versus reptile as well, or just literally
No, I'm saying you
mammal
have a
versus-
deformity that makes it look like you
Oh,
have like
man.
reptile
That's-
scales. Like you don't get
that's
any of the
wild.
you don't get any of the benefits
Yeah.
Of being a reptile.
of being a reptile or
Of being a reptile.
or
Besides
like a
the scales.
wolf man, but just the
Yeah.
scales or the fur. Like
Or just the scales of the fur.
yeah,
Okay,
you,
'cause you're
honestly,
like,
this is
you're
just a
like
question.
circus freak.
Yeah, this is just a
Yes.
question between whether you want
Okay.
like
Or
fucking
if it's related or not.
no. This is just a question whether you want fucking what is it? So this is whether you want psoriasis or do you just want to be Italian? This is the question. Like, do you want to be like that's it?
Oh, man.
So, take your pick.
I'd probably go fur and then just live somewhere cold, like live somewhere like Greenland or Iceland or something.
I think I'd
like
go that
up
route, too.
north or
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, I'd say fur
Yeah.
too, but also you could probably shave or cut it so it's
No,
not as much.
that's not allowed in this would
Then
you
you
rather
didn't
scenario.
say that!
It grows too quick. It grows
I would
too
still
quick.
try. I would still just trim it or something just to make
There's
it
hair-
not
No,
as-
keep
That's
it long.
every
Just
day
condition it.
Every day
Just
Rachel
condition it, be
spends like
soft.
3
And then-
hours cutting her hair in the morning.
And then-
She's
and
like,
then I
it's
could-
not that bad.
I could profit off of it. I could sell it to people that need it.
Who is buying
Yeah,
your hair?
That's like locks of love. Like I'm
Oh, I
into
thought you
locks
just had
of
like
love
I thought you were like a
and
private hair
Oh.
seller, like on. You know.
stuff. Black market
She sells hair.
de-scalping.
Yeah,
There you
she
go.
sells hair on her Wolf Woman OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
I'm
You
dead.
could do a mean Wolverine cosplay.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go. There you
Oh
go.
yeah,
That's
you
great.
could. Hell yeah.
That's great. If you see a scaly
Uh,
human, you think they're diseased. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I
you
don't
do.
know.
I would-
You think
I
like
would-
leprosy or something? Like,
I think if scales all over, it wouldn't be that bad. You look
Really?
like you look like one of those. You look like one of those people from Skyrim. The Argonians.
Argonian, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'd
I
like
think
chafe a
they're
woman's
both-
vagina from your incredibly scaly,
Bro.
like it's everywhere.
But
Oh,
but I
God.
look cool. You know,
I think
that's
they're
why-
But I look cool.
No, think about it. You know what the best part is? You don't grow hair when you're scaly.
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right.
But you don't
I
grow
know.
scales if you're hairy. What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
No,
but
it's
like,
true.
if
Yeah,
I could
reptiles
just-
don't
no
have
upkeep.
hair really.
Yeah,
I could
reptiles.
just, I could be chilling with scales all over. I actually think it'd be kind of cool.
Well,
I think it'd
reptiles
be
don't
kinda
even need hair, dude. They're freaking cold blooded. Like, so okay, would you still have like head hair but just scales, or would you like
No,
all
no.
scales?
No, if you're
all
scaly,
scale.
you're just all
Your
scale.
skin is
Oh,
skin.
you're just
You-
all.
You just
you're
look like
a fucking
you look like a
alien.
shitty Deadpool. Like that's that's what you
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah.
Aren't they both like actual diseases?
Yeah, probably. We're just making fun of
Yeah.
people with disabilities as we do.
It's not disabilities, but
That's how we roll.
deformities.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel. Oh, even better.
I think Rachel's right. I think it would be much more of a flex plus I could show off my body. Think about that. When you're furry, you can't really show off the muscles. You just look like a gorilla.
I'd rather look like a yeti or a gorilla.
Yeah, I'd
than
rather
a
look
freaking
hairy than
Yeah.
Really jacked boy.
Well, you're just
Like, I don't know about that.
big for no reason. You don't get the. That's true, Brayden. Then it's always bulking. If you're furry, then it's always bulking season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'd hide your flub. You wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
They wouldn't
Alaska
know.
doesn't seem that bad. I don't know. I could get behind
Yeah.
fur.
I don't like the Bahamas.
Especially if you got
though.
that fur, man. You could like be like literally just walk out into the winter. You don't need a coat, nothing. You can just walk out butt ass naked into
Yeah,
the freaking.
and when the
blizzard.
nuclear winter hits from Yellowstone erupting, you're fucking covered because you got fur, man. You're cool. Yeah.
you'd be
Well, there you
fine.
go. All right. Well, I think we should probably call it there.
That's pretty extreme.
All right. Good show, everybody. Lunch Show
Yeah.
Podcast, episode number 7. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Hmm.